Hi, my name is Eva Spiegelhofer. I work at the University of Vienna in Austria, and in my lightning talk, I would like to touch upon the idea that rewilding is more than a practice to restore ecological processes and species biodiversity by reducing human impact on ecosystems. Rewilding projects also tell stories, rooted in the present, but spanning a far broader timescale, often from the deep past to unforeseeable futures. Rewilding narratives weave together tales of hope and loss, stories of what once was and what could be. Today in the Anthropocene, we are constantly confronted with stories of loss and disaster. In the midst of this precarious uncertainty, rewilding has emerged as a buzzword for positive change. As a form of ecological engineering against global warming and species extinction, it is propagated and debated by environmentalists and climate scientists alike. Rewilding is also key to the project that inspired my talk, Pleistocene Park, remotely located in the Russian Arctic and embedded within a narrative of climate warming, melting permafrost, and de-extinction. This narrative is taken up in the documentary film Mammoth by Grant Slater, that tells the story of Pleistocene Park as a sobering and yet inspiring tale of frozen earth and fertile grasslands. Pleistocene Park was founded by the Russian geophysicist Sergei Simov. It started out as a large-scale experiment to provide scientific evidence for Simov's hypothesis that herds of large herbivores, including mammoths, played a key role in maintaining the wide grasslands characteristic of Pleistocene landscapes. When the large herbivores disappeared, so did the mammoth steppe, which had sustained them. Sergei and his son Nikita Simov, who now runs Pleistocene Park, reasoned that by fertilizing the soil and trampling tree saplings, these animals provided critical ecosystem services. Without them, the grassland ecosystem collapsed, eventually resulting in the thawing of permafrost that the Simovs monitor with great concern. Indeed, scientists have identified the melting of Arctic permafrost and polar ice caps as a crucial tipping point in the Earth system. If they progress too far, these developments are irreversible, and their consequences could be catastrophic. In this light, it appears that Pleistocene rewilding tells stories full of loss. The past loss of species, habitats, and entire ecosystems, as well as the present and ongoing loss of permafrost. And yet, this is only half the story. The other half promises that it is not too late to prevent further loss or even restore some of what seems lost already. For a prominent example, think of the recent film A Life on Our Planet, in which David Attenborough explains that to avert planetary crises, we must rewild the world. Rewilding efforts thus offer comfort in our troubled age. And they are motivated by a desire, quote from Macias Fauri et al., for wilder natures and a more hopeful and empowering environmental narrative, unquote. Equally, the Pleistocene Park project is motivated by the hope that lost ecosystems could be restored, that bringing back large herds of reindeer, Yakutian horses, yaks, bisons, and potentially even mammoths could yet ward off disaster. This, however, requires targeted human intervention, not unlike the human activities that possibly caused the dramatic decline of herbivore populations during the late Pleistocene in the first place. Because of these parallels, Nikita Simov says that he does not mind playing God, because humans have been geoengineering all the time. Now he thinks they could just as well try to do it better. Not for the animals, not for the planet, but for their own sakes. If framed this way, rewilding narratives remain deeply anthropocentric. The hope they promise is, first and foremost, hope for ourselves, hope for the future of the human species, which happens to be intricately linked with the fate and flourishing of others. This makes rewilding tales both morn and hopeful, full of life and death, reminding us of our dependencies, not only on other species, but on ecological processes as a whole, processes that connect us and challenge us to find sustainable ways of coexistence in landscapes of loss and hope. Thank you very much for listening, and I already look forward to your questions and comments.